Hey Libra, it's Suzanne with Sunny Force Tarot, here to do your weekly reading for February 3rd through February 10th. So we're already into February. Hard to believe, but here we are. So for those of you in Kansas City, congratulations, Super Bowl winners. All right, so we're going to start off with an oracle card in the middle. And then we're going to let Spirit kind of dictate the story this week. So I'm pulling two cards from a separate deck. And then we have the two decks, the Lima deck and the Arcanum deck, that I'll be using for you and the person you're watching the video for. All right, so let's turn this one over first. Okay, so Libra, we have the boundaries card. So this could be a lot of things, right? It could be about boundaries within a relationship. It could be about crossing boundaries. It could be boundaries that you're setting for yourself that you don't want to cross. It could be about somebody else's boundaries. All right, so I'm going to turn over these two cards. This is the Tarot de la Nuit. All right, and I'll get a feeling as to which card represents you in this reading. All right, so we have the Emperor. Wow. Oh boy. And then we have the Two of Cups. Okay. Wow. So the Emperor, this is a card of Aries, okay? This is, a card of, this can be authority or control, okay? Control a lot of times goes in line with boundaries. Somebody might be controlling themselves when it comes to this Two of Cups, this mutual connection, this bond, this sexual attraction. Okay, this could be a bond of love. This could be a bond of sexual connection or attraction. Either way, this connection is mutual, okay? Anytime we see the Two of Cups, it's always about a mutual connection. All right, so I feel like the Two of Cups is representing you, and the other person is being represented by the Emperor. I feel like the other person could be trying to control themselves or trying to honor boundaries of yours, or boundaries that both of you feel like can't be crossed for some reason. All right, so let's see. We're going to pull your cards first. All right, the other thing here with this number card is 12, which when it's broken down into a 3. And a 3 represents communication. So there are boundaries around the actual communication here that is within this mutual connection. What is this about, Libra? Okay, so you're starting off with 10 of Wands. Are you blaming yourself for something? I feel like the burden is around you potentially. You feel like you might be to blame for something here. And it's a true burden for you. You might feel like you're to blame as to why these boundaries have been set in some way. Okay, and then for you, we also have the Knight of Swords. You are analyzing this situation to death. There's something that you feel like you did that has possibly put up a boundary within this connection. It could have been something that you said. It could have been something that happened that might have been visible to other people. You know, I'm getting the feeling that like this other person may not have respected your boundaries at some point. You can see that this Emperor is looking away from this boundaries card. That might show itself. All right, so then we have the Four of Wands. Wow. This is the Twin Flame card. This is also, you know, about that this connection could go all the way, okay? It could go all the way towards traditional marriage, but it could go all the way as far as long-term connection. I feel like this is a big deal. This is calling to me. This is really fascinating to me. Like why this Emperor is looking away from these boundaries, away from this Two of Cups mutual connection. I feel like you did something to hurt this connection, this potential long-term connection. All right, so then we have the Four of Pentacles. You're holding back communication, possibly out of fear. All right, so I almost feel like you're trying to be really realistic right now about what you're seeing from this other person. You're over-analyzing it. Let me see. Okay, so I want to clarify the Knight of Swords and the Four of Pentacles for you. Yeah. So this Knight of Swords, you're over-analyzing something. High Priestess. It's like there's a lot of potential here with this person. And it could be an Aries. It could be a fire sign. Doesn't have to be. But you're over-analyzing this because you're blaming yourself for something. And I don't feel like it's justified. I don't feel like it's justified. Whatever you're blaming yourself for, if you really look at it deeply, this isn't your fault. And it's not like I'm even, I'm not trying to assign fault or blame anyway, but you are. I feel like you are assigning blame to yourself over this. Four of Pentacles clarified by Ace of Pentacles. So while you might think that the other person is doing this to you, I feel like you're doing this to yourself. You're holding back this new beginning, which absolutely, this is not a new person. This is somebody that has been in your life that you might be in some type of connection with currently, or you might be having a little bit of challenge with currently, because this has the potential to go all the way. Let's see what this other person what is going on with this other person? Why am I picking up that you are blaming yourself? Five of Wands. Okay, so this person could have presented that there was competition for their affection. And they might have made you feel like the reason that they, possibly brought somebody else into the mix was because of something you did. Temperance. These two cards are almost like the opposite of one another. And they're sitting, this Emperor is sitting in between these two cards. Temperance is about peace and healing. This person, I need to know what this Temperance card is about right now. Temperance is the card of Sagittarius. Eight of Swords. Okay. So this person is not at peace right now, okay? With this Eight of Swords card here, I feel like they might have created a situation, okay? And it could have been on social media. It could have been, in person. It could have been through word of mouth. But I feel like they might have created a situation where they made you think that there might be somebody else. Like, in other words, so that you're fighting for their attention. And they might have made you feel for some reason that this was on you or this was your fault. But this is really about this person trying to control, Eight of Swords, their vulnerability. They have a lot of vulnerability that they may not recognize in themselves because we have this Two of Cups mutual connection. I don't feel like this person is really comfortable with love. I don't. And I feel like that's where this boundaries card is coming into play here. This person crossed a boundary because of their uncomfortableness with vulnerability in love. It's like they created a boundary by creating some drama that has absolutely no purpose here. And they're preventing their peace of mind, your peace of mind. I don't feel like you have an accurate depiction of what has happened here. There is the potential for a long-term connection here. There is. But remember, you know, when we break down this 12, we get a number 3, which is enlightenment. Enlightenment comes from communication. So it tells me right now there might be a little bit of struggle with communication. And that would make sense considering this person is really trying to control how vulnerable they are with you. And, you know, I feel like you might be feeding off of this person's energy, because I don't really feel like you know where you stand at this point, and you're holding back from a new beginning. And the way that you're doing that is possibly by not talking to this person right now while they get their act together. What do we have here? The Fool. Okay, so I feel like this whole situation was very, very impulsive on this person's part, okay? They might have been overwhelmed by the Two of Cups nature of this connection, and they created some type of drama here that was completely unnecessary. And it's almost like they are doing it to try to validate your feelings for them. This person, if they come across as very confident in life, underneath, when it comes to emotion and love, I don't feel like this person is very confident. All right, so we have the Seven of Wands. So this person actually might have told you no. They might have told you no to this connection. And I don't think it made any sense to you if this person suddenly disappeared or suddenly showed up on the scene with somebody else. I don't think it made any sense to you. There's an energy of this person wanting you to fight for them. And I think it's merely to validate your love or your interest in them. And that's, you know, it's very gamey. It's very gamey, but it really stems from this fear of vulnerability. This person actually might prefer drama over peace. And they have a tendency to be impulsive. You know, I keep looking at that Emperor card, and I need to pull a card to clarify that Emperor. Five of Swords. This person is in a huge amount of conflict. They created a situation that they really don't know how to get out of. They're in absolute conflict over this. They know that they messed up here. You know, they may have had the satisfaction, if they get satisfaction from this, of confusing you or delaying this Two of Cups. You know, this person might be just really used to a lot of conflict. You know, Five of Wands, Five of Swords. They might be used to chaos in their life. I don't feel like you are. You know, this is kind of a quiet energy. I feel like you're being pretty grounded and true to yourself. I don't feel like you're trying to play games here. I want to clarify this Two of Cups because, you know, there is a mutual connection here. All right, so we have the Four of Cups. Yeah, I feel like, so we have Four of Wands, Four of Pentacles, Four of Cups. So there's a lot of fours on your side. And then we have fives on their side. I feel like they're creating chaos And you're trying to realistically look at, you're trying to realistically look at what's going on here. And Four of Cups, you may not be seeing the Ace of Cups, and I wouldn't blame you in this situation. I feel like the Ace of Cups is hidden here somewhere. It's like the two of you both might be so afraid to communicate. I feel like you already have communicated with this person. This person might have said no to you, because it's coming right underneath the Two of Cups here. And then we have the Four of Cups, Four of Pentacles, Ace of Pentacles. You're holding back from a new beginning, but this person might have said no to you. Four of Cups, you do not have a hugely positive outlook on this. You're feeling a little bit like, is this worth it? What's the point? Doubt, taking it personally. And I think that's the overarching message in this reading is, do not take what this person is doing personally. They're motivated by validation from you. It's almost like this person needs somebody to chase them in order to validate them, because they have such a discomfort with making themselves vulnerable to the other person. And if they didn't say no to you, they're putting up walls where there are no walls necessary here. They're putting up boundaries. That's what they're doing. They're putting up boundaries to this Two of Cups connection. They have a lot of conflict over, because when you feel vulnerable, right, you always feel, people who need to feel in control. Vulnerability feels like a lack of control, when actually it's what actually heightens your own personal power by making yourself vulnerable. I don't think this person fully understands that. And there's desperate need for communication right now. And this person absolutely wants to see the communication come from you. I'm going to pull one clarifier for this boundaries card. Page of Cups. Yeah. So here's the deal. If you're feeling like you have to apologize for something here, I truly feel like you don't. I feel like this person, if anybody needs to apologize, I feel like it's this person down here for creating chaos that didn't need to happen. It's like this person complicated things by putting up boundaries and walls, and possibly adding competition, because ultimately they're afraid to make themselves vulnerable. And they're afraid of a feeling of not being in control. But what's it stemming from? It's stemming from Two of Cups, this mutual connection between the two of you. They have a hard time handling it. And in the meantime, what they've done is made you feel like you've done something wrong. And for some of you, you might have, okay? But I feel like for the majority, I don't feel like this was you. I feel like this might have been turned around on you in some way. And of course, in a general reading, you can flip-flop the characters. This might be you, okay? And like I always say in all my readings, personal and general, I don't have any judgment, okay? Because people, do things for different reasons and are in different stages of learning and development and spiritual involvement. And, if I feel like This feels like very empathic energy. So I feel like you might be picking up on this person's games a little bit, and that might be why you're instinctively holding back. But with this Four of Cups here, this tells me that you do have doubt, and that you very well could be blaming yourself. But what I feel is important here is the High Priestess. Listen to your inner knowing, because I feel like your inner knowing is telling you what you need to know. All right. All right, Libra. That is what I have for you for this week. I will be doing another additional reading at the end of the week. It will be for all 12 signs. And also, if you are looking for a personal reading or a deeper reading, just reach out. I'm always here. You can find all the information you need in the description box below. All right. Thanks, guys. Have a great week. Bye-bye.